evening, everybody. I'd like to welcome you to Lockport Township's August meetings tonight. I'd like to welcome everybody. I'd like to start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you. We'll start with a roll call of all.
Supervisor Alberico,
Here.
Trustee John Badisich,
Here.
Trustee Barb Boyce, Trustee Mike Lewandowski, Assessor Debbie Mason, Highway Commissioner John Shalinski,
Here.
Collector Morelli,
Here.
Attorney Mueller,
Yes, ma'am.
Deputy Clerk Michelle Rudder is here, and Clerk Brumchuk.
All right, thank you very
Mike
much.
Kelly is absent.
Tonight. Everybody in their packet should have received their minutes of the July 8th regular meeting. Minutes tonight. Hearing none, all in favor? Opposed? Ayes have it. With bills in front of you of $59,809.36. Motion to pay the bills.
So moved.
Motion by John Badisich,
Second it.
second by Barbara Boyce. Can I have a roll call, please?
Alberico,
Yes.
Badisich,
Yes.
Lewandowski,
Yes.
Boyce.
Yes.
All right, motion carries. Mr. Highway Commissioner John
Thank you.
Shalinski, please.
Thank you very much. Well, I'm excited. Lakewood Falls has completely been resurfaced and repaved. Gallagher Asphalt won the bid and did a fantastic job. As you guys know from years ago, the road was holding a lot of water. It was fairly flat. What we decided to do, our engineer took a look at everything, and we did a 4-foot grind from the curb in, and then we did the 1 inch of leveling binder and 1.5 inches of finishing layer, surface layer, and that kind of put a nice little crown in the road. Years ago, that was the thing, get the road as flat as possible. I talked to the engineer, he said that was very much standard. Now they're realizing how much water can damage a road, so now that the crown's there, we went out and took a look at it after a rain, and everything's going to the curb, running in the drain, so I hope everybody's excited out there at Lakewood Falls. They did a really nice job. So we moved over to the last 2 weeks. My crew has been patching holes on Bruce Road where we had all that winter damage, and had some soft spots, so we dug those out and repatched them, and Gallagher will be out there. They should be done with Bruce Road in a day and a half, possibly 2 days. They butt jointed the streets, and the driveways were a big issue with me. I wanted them all butt jointed. I just didn't want overlap, so they were going to be out there tomorrow. They will be out there tomorrow, but we found a few driveways that I wanted to get done a little bit better on the butt joining. Other than that, that's what we've been working on. Culverts is an ongoing thing, and we continue to work on that. But I'm really excited about the roads being done. It's a great project, and I think with the money that we saved last year and the $100,000, I want to thank the board. We were able to do a nice job out there, and I think that everybody on this board should be proud of what we're doing, and I certainly am, and I'm really proud of my crew. And my crew worked really hard on those past jobs to get them done before they repaved. So kudos to them. They did a great job. Other than that, things are pretty much status quo. I know that we're working on some projects together. I'm also working with the water department. They're storing some equipment there while they're exercising the valves, and we're working closely with them. And any way we can help them, we're more than happy to do it. So.
The township and the water sewers really appreciate all you're doing down there.
That's we're all in this thing together, is the way I'm looking at it. So, very happy about that.
All right. Anybody have anything they would like to say to them? Sure. All right, we also have on your agenda the approval of the responsible bidding ordinance. This is basically a cleanup issue. We passed this, I believe, in 2009.
Correct.
Which, boy, doesn't seem like it was that long ago, but I gotta take your word for it. Time flies. But we had to change some names to our new highway commissioner and our new clerk.
Yep.
So I need a motion to approve the rewriting of the responsible bidding ordinance. Are there any questions of the bidding ordinance?
If I understand correctly, the ordinance is the same, just we're getting the new names on there.
Right. So we do have some new board members since then.
Yeah, no,
too,
absolutely.
So I guess I want to ask them if they have any questions of the ordinance. Amendments?
I'll make the motion.
Got a motion by Michael Lewandowski.
Second it.
Got a second by Barbara Boyce. I have a roll call, please.
Rico?
Yes.
Barisic?
Yes.
Lewandowski?
Yes.
Boyce?
Yes.
All right, thank you very much. Any other business? I have no other business in the Highway Commissioners meeting. I ask for an adjournment.
Make that motion.
Motion by Barbara Boyce, second by John Barisic. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. We'll move on to our General Assistance Agenda meeting. You have the minutes again in your packet for the July 8th regular meeting. Need a motion to pass the minutes.
I'll make that motion.
Got a motion by Michael Lewandowski. Second by John Barisic. Any questions to the minutes? Hearing none, all in favor? Opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you. You have the bills in front of you of $17,272.80. I need a motion to pay the bills.
So moved.
A motion by John Barisic,
Second it.
second by Barbara Boyce. Are there any questions of the bills tonight? Hearing none, I need a roll call, please.
Rico?
Yes.
Barisic?
Yes.
Lewandowski?
Yes.
Boyce?
Yes.
All right, motion carries. Next on the agenda, I'm asking for an approval for registration of 2 days per diem for the General Assistance Specialist Training Seminar. That's going to be held Thursday and Friday, October 2nd and 3rd, for one person.
Make the motion.
Got a motion by Barbara Boyce. Who wants to second that?
I'll second it.
I got a second by Michael Lewandowski. Any questions? Hearing none, can I have a roll call, please?
Rico?
Yes.
Barisic?
Yes.
Lewandowski?
Yes.
Boyce?
Yes.
All right, thank you very much. I also want to do, just for informational purposes, we have our quarterly financial aid quarterly survey. In the months of April, May, and June, we've had 33 applicants. 21 weren't returned, 12 were returned. Of the 12, we had 6 that failed to provide the information we need to give them assistance. 2 others withdrew. We gave two of them general assistance and 2 emergency assistance for that quarter. I have no other business in the general assistance meeting. I would ask for a
I'll make that motion.
motion by Barbara Boyce.
Second.
Second by John Barisic. All in favor? Opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you very much. Move on to our senior agenda. Again, you have the minutes of the regular July 8th meeting, the senior agenda.
I'll make a motion.
I got a
Yes, the
motion by
minutes.
Barbara Boyce to accept the minutes.
Second.
Second by John Barisic. Are there any questions of the minutes? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. We have the bills of $19,088.11. Motion to pay the bills.
So moved. I'll second it.
A motion by John Badisich, a second by Michael Lewandowski. Any questions of today's bills? Hearing none. All right, roll call, please.
Alberico,
Yes.
Badisich.
Yes.
Lewandowski.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, motion carries. In our senior fund, I just wanted to bring up, I did receive a couple of letters, both of them from Park District. I believe I sent them in your packet. You should have received them. They're both basically thanking us for our support in, we supported them in their senior Let's Play Expo. That was their ice rink social that was held on a Wednesday. I believe it was July 16th, I think it was. Correct me if I'm wrong. It was a couple of weeks ago on a Wednesday that they did a nice thing here for the seniors. It was Seniors in Motion, which is the Park District, Lockport Park District, I believe Lamont Park District, and the Joliet Junior College in that organization. We also got a thank you letter on behalf of the Park District in the Fairmont Food Pantry. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the Board of Trustees for their donation to the Senior Citizen Program Fund and the Food Pantry. Other than that, I have no other business in our senior fund. I would ask an adjournment. Motion by John Badisich.
Second it.
Second by Barbara Boyce. All in favor? Opposed? Ayes have it. All right, now we'll get to the town fund. Again, you have your minutes sent in your package for the July 8th regular meeting. Motion to pass the minutes.
I'll make that motion.
A motion by Barbara Boyce.
Second.
Second by John Badisich. All in favor? Opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you very much. We have the bills of $138,450.29. Can I have a motion to pay the bills?
I'll make that.
We have a motion by John Badisich,
Second it.
second by Barbara Boyce. Are there any questions of the bills tonight? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Alberico,
Yes.
Badisich.
Yes.
Lewandowski.
Yes.
Boyce.
Yes.
All right, motion carries. Ms. Mason, our assessors report.
I really don't have anything except my handout tonight, and it's a combined June and July report.
Well, thank you very much. Clerk Mushrow. Check. Gotta do both things in there, don't you?
Yes, I do. I would like to give you some news on election. The election is November 4th, and this election is for federal, state, judicial, and county officials. So we're going to go for the U.S. Senate and the governor's race. So we predict maybe a little higher volume of early voting in the clerk's office. So we are going to have extended hours for those residents out there. We will be open Monday through Friday, beginning October 20th through November 1st, from 9 to 4. And on the Wednesday, November 22nd, we will be in the office until 4 p.m. and Wednesday, November 29th till 4 p.m.
In October?
I'm sorry, October. Thank you. October. And also, Saturday hours, October 25th, we will be here from 9 until noon, and November 1st from 9 till noon. So please take every opportunity you can to come out and vote. Early voting, you can absentee vote through the county clerk's office, and you can get that information online, or you can call their office at 815-740-4615. And you can call our office for any information at 815-838-1031. And that is all I have.
All right, well, thank you very much. Moving on, trustees tonight, comments or suggestions? Having none, we'll go on to the Central Square report. There's a couple of little things, minor issues we had here. We did, through one of the storms in early part of the month, we did have a broken window up in the attic. We're in the process of getting that fixed. It's one of the curved windows, so we can't just run out and go to a store and get a new window. It's kind of hire somebody that knows how to do some woodworking and make the curve in the window. So it might be, it's still not going to be very expensive. We're doing it as cheaply, and we're going to put the glass in ourselves. I believe Sonny will do that. And, but that's one of the projects where it came up because of the storms. We will be, I know it's a little early, and I hate to even bring this up in this time of the year, but we are starting to get the Central Square, Christmas in the Square getting talked about. That's going to be 1:30 to 4:30 on Saturday in November, the 29th. I don't want to think too much about Christmas yet. I want to still think about summer, but that's coming up. But we only do have, it's getting towards the end of the year, and we only have 2 more weeks of the cruising in Lockport. So hopefully the next 2 Monday nights will be really good weather, and come on out. I know we always get pretty good crowds on that last one with the Neverly Brothers. I'd like to make sure people don't miss it or forget about it. That's all I really have for the Central Square report. A new business, number 1, approval of up to 11 registrations and 2-day per diem for our annual TOI conference in November from the 9th through the 11th. I would need a motion to approve that so we can get the registration in.
I'll second it.
I got a motion by John Badasich and a second by Michael Lewandowski. Are there any questions? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Alberico?
Yes.
Badisich?
Yes.
Lewandowski?
Yes.
And Boyce? Yes.
Okay, this year the registration's going to be a little different. I sent you some information in your packet on how we have to do that. They're changing the way we do the hotels, so I'll try to get all the information to you as it comes along to me, but it's going to take a little bit different this year. We're going to have to do, everybody's going to have to register their own room, pretty much, I think. All right, moving on. Number 2, approval of funding for Lockport Township High School. Everybody should have in their packet received a letter from the City of Lockport, Ben Benson, the city administrator. I've asked Ben to be here tonight to maybe explain it to anybody that has any questions on the letter, but basically from what I've read is the City of Lockport has been funding this for years, right? I'll let Mr. Benson explain it to us.
Thank you. Hi. Pleasure to be with you tonight. Yes, the City of Lockport was actually in an agreement with several communities, with Homer Glen and Crest Hill, I guess a few years past. They had an IGA that they did not renew. The economic times were short, and a lot of the communities were trying to cut back. The responsibility of providing the police officers in the school fell upon the City of Lockport and the Lockport Township High School. The high school already provides for one. The municipality picked up the tab for the other one for several years. We began to kind of reapproach the communities again in regards to helping us fund the police officer, the secondary police officer in the school. I think with the recent news and events that you see over the past several years and the tragedies, I don't think anyone denies the need for a police officer in the schools. But we were trying to build some community momentum in regards to how can we get additional funding to help out with that, and where did the students go? So we talked to the school about answering where do all the students come from, and trying to develop some type of reasonable ratio to come up with some numbers that we could go to the other governing bodies in the region to ask for support. We started off with Homer Glen and Crest Hill. Crest Hill did pass and is going to be contributing some funding. Homer Glen actually tabled at this time, but asked us to report back to them when I came around to some of the other communities. We want to make sure that we also requested some help from the townships. So in the letter that I provided to you, you can see the breakout for the cost of a City of Lockport police officer with their salary and benefits. And we equated that ratio down to 9 months and came up with the salary of $98,614. The high school is still generously covering half of that, and we're trying to apportion the balance of that with the other community partners in this. And I say partners because it is a partnership, it is a relationship builder. I look at this as an opportunity for government agencies to work together. We felt that not going back to an IGA that seemed so formal and so concrete that we would just look at this as a potential donation for expenses, you know, or services received, and we would just ask for this amount on an annual basis. So we've provided that information to you, and I'm here on behalf of the City of Lockport and Lockport Township High Schools for the request. I'm certainly happy to answer any questions.
Would this be a thing that you would come back to us every year with?
Sure, yeah, I don't think we automatically assume that if it's approved once, it would be approved again. I mean, who knows what financial times might burden on all the agencies, so we would look at this as a potential annual request and certainly take any opportunities for contributions as they are available.
Are we expecting the numbers of students to be about the same over years? Do we have any history on how many students from each community have attended, or is that going to change over years?
I obviously would expect it to change a little bit as we go forward. I unfortunately don't have the history of it. I had a hard time actually kind of getting this information from the school itself. They don't typically necessarily track by address, and a lot of times the addresses are misleading. It may actually be in the township or in the city, and depending on the zip code and things. I can tell you that home residences are on the rise. The permits that the City of Lockport's receiving, and I'm sure other areas, are starting to grow again, so I would expect the student count to go up. I'm not at liberty to stand here and say that we're going to ask for more in the future. I think that a $2,500 contribution on behalf of the township seems reasonable and prudent and about right to me. So if you were to grant us this funding, I would expect that we would come back next year for the same amount. I guess I'm not expecting those figures to go up or change in such a way that we would want to double it or anything like that.
Anybody else have any questions before we?
I do have a question. Does the police officer also attend both schools then?
Yeah, we have the two officers, one in each school. The school provides the funding for the one officer, and the other one we've been splitting with them. So some people have given us feedback like, why doesn't the school just, you know, cover all of it? And I guess I don't have an answer for that other than everyone's budgets are tight, and that's why we're trying to, you know, find some additional support for this. By no means would, if the contributions from the other governing bodies fail or fall short, the City of Lockport's going to definitely pick up the tab to take care of it. So we'll have the police officers in the schools no matter what, but we're just trying to build relationships and build partnerships that we can, you know, hopefully grow from in the future, and that it seems like it would make a lot of sense.
All right, anybody else have any questions? Having none, thank you, Ben, for coming and explaining. And
Thank you. Appreciate the opportunity.
Gary, what's your take on, can we do this kind of a vote on it? Is on the agenda?
With it being on the agenda, you certainly could do it. I was going to ask what why there isn't an intergovernmental agreement, because usually when you have different municipal entities, you'll have some type of an agreement amongst them.
Be happy to answer that. Actually, that was a request from some of the other communities that were in the IGA originally, that they felt for political reasons or past experiences that they would rather have this seen as a donation. I don't know if there's any tax implications or anything. I don't think that's really got anything to do with it, but a couple of them expressed that, Crest Hill, Homer Glen, and so we thought, well, we don't want to necessarily deal with anyone differently, so let's go ahead and try the donation approach.
All right. I kind of feel I'll just start out with the comment portion. I feel we don't do a lot. We try to always come up with new ideas for helping the youth. This is a way we can support our youth, I think, in our Lockport Township. And a lot of the children, most of the children, I think, going to Lockport Township High School are from Lockport, Crest Hill and Romeoville. Well, not Romeoville, I'm sorry, they don't come. It is Crest Hill, and a lot of the residents are from our township people, whether they live in the city or not, they're still our township. You know, they pay taxes to the township also. So, I mean, I feel it's a good thing to do.
Do you have this in your budget? Would you take it out of
I would
projects?
take it out of projects. We have over $130,000 in projects still so far. This is a $2,500 donation, if that's what you guys want to decide on.
Our budget, we have a line item for,
Projects, this would be a project, right.
and as far as that goes, we're okay as far as what we're at right now.
Right, we budgeted, let me, I can find that information, I think I put it right over here. I believe we budgeted this year $150,000 in projects. $150,000. We've expended $17,000, so we have $131,000.
I'll make the motion to donate $2,500.
I'll second it.
I got a motion by John Bodisich and a second by Barbara Boyce. Can I have a roll call, please?
Alberico?
Yes.
Bodisich?
Yes.
Lewandowski?
Present.
Weiss?
Yes.
All right. Motion carries. Again, Mr. Benson, thank you for coming. I got to find my agenda. There it is. All right. In other business, I did want to mention real quick that our newsletter, our fall newsletter, will be coming out here pretty quick by hopefully the first week of September, so everybody should expect it in their mailboxes and township-wide. So I know every year, every time we send out a newsletter, there's a few houses we miss, but we try to get them. So if you don't get it by the second or third week of September, call our office and we will mail you one. The other thing I wanted to mention here tonight, this is next month, September. This will be the end of the car shows, and so next month, the meetings will again be on the second Monday of the month, not the second Tuesday. So our next meeting of the township will be September 8th, not the 9th, so at 7 o'clock in this office, in this boardroom. I wanted to bring up, I did also receive, I had some communication. I sent a copy of the letters in your packet. It all started, let me start, I guess it might be best to start from the beginning. I had a conversation with Homer Township, not Homer Glen, Homer Township. They are concerned with the end of Phase 1 study for the Bruce Road, Caton Farm Road corridor. They don't like the alignment of the road after it leaves Lockport Township and enters into Homer Glen in Homer Township, because from what I'm understanding, the decisions were made a few years back where 355 was there, and now the route pretty much follows 355 right next to it. So they're before Phase 1 study ends, they want to have that conversation brought up to maybe change the route through that area. I personally felt when I talked to them that if we can get this discussion back on the table and talking, and we can get people talking about the road again, I don't care how we do it. You want to talk about changing it? Fine, let's get the conversation going, because I think we are in dire need of a bridge to get across the Plains River in Lockport Township. It's ridiculous. I know anybody coming from Crest Hill over into Lockport, unless they go way over to Romeoville, 135th Street, it's pretty hard to get across the 9th Street Bridge any time of the day, unless you're here at midnight. It's pretty clear at that time. But anyway, my thought is, they had told me they sent a letter to Bruce Gould trying to get the Transportation Corridor Committee to reconvene and talk. It's been a long time since that committee's been together. So I wrote a letter, as I sent to you a copy of the letter. suggesting that, yes, I too concur with Homer Glenn that I would be willing to get this committee going again and talking. And I did receive a letter back from Mr. Gould that they will be trying to get a date put together. Since I put this together, I did get an email saying that September 23rd at 9:30 a.m. They're going to hold the TCC meeting, the Transportation Corridor Committee meeting, at the Road District office on Laraway Road. So at least the conversation started again, and I don't know if we'll ever see a bridge in our lifetime still. I always say I was in diapers when it first got talked about in the early 50s and late 50s, and hate to say it, I'll probably be in diapers again before the bridge is built. But it's not going to go anywhere unless we have a discussion. So I just wanted to bring that conversation to the committee here, to our township. The only other thing I have is I did receive a note from our new clerk, Ms. Mushrow, Rumcheck. I want to call you both now, Rumcheck. And it says, "Dear Ron and the Board of Trustees, just a little note, a little thank you for voting for me for the new Lockport Township clerk. I am very excited to be appointed to the clerk's position, and I'm looking forward to a bright future. Sincerely, Denise Rumcheck." Thank you for that note, and I know the board feels pretty confident with having you as our new clerk. Other than that, I have no other business tonight in the town fund, so I would ask for an adjournment.
So move.
I got a motion by John Badisich,
I'll second it.
a second by Barbara Boyce. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you, everybody, and I hope you have a wonderful evening. Thank you.